Random coming in 25. Let's go. Double Malt Encasement, Double Welder Helper, Single Votivary. We've got the Seraph the Patient as the very final. We've got Darkness Incarnate and Talos the Architect Pyre. So Talos the Architect Pyre is going to be fine. Just use Malt Encasements. We'll be completely comfortable with that fight. We have Chump Blocks. What we have in this deck right now is infinite Chump Blocking. Psst, 21 armor Chump Block. It's a great answer. Now I can sleep. Sleep well, Pandana. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Upgrade the champ. I mean, I don't really get a choice here. Especially with the imps. Mold Braces versus Volatile Gauge. I know the Volatile Gauge is really powerful, but it's got to be Mold Braces, right? So the reason for Mold Braces is because all of these dregs are going to die and just give armor to the Rectifligger that stands in front of them. All of the Queen's Implings, after they get resummoned, should they be resummoned, are also going to do the same. It's also possible they just die after being chump blocked. The chump block units that die in the front line, they also give armor to the unit that survives. Anything that doubles in the Extinguish effect is really good. Anything that upgrades armor given, so Railhammer is really good. Imps with Gauge might be tough but interesting. It's like this draws +3 per turn. You, even with this base deck, right? 0s and 1s, you can make this work for you. And a lot of that is based on the fact that the the upgrades to a card apply after the Volatile Gauge. So if the Volatile Gauge gets a card that costs 3 into your hand, but you have 2 Ember Stones on that card, decreasing its cost by 1 each, it comes into your hand, it costs 1. However, if that rolls 1 and comes in your hand, it comes in your hand, it costs 0, right? So for a card that has 2 Ember Stones on it, what Volatile Gauge randomizes between is 0 or 1 in terms of its cost. And then you dupe a powerful card like that. For instance, just off the top of my head, because it's a common, it's in the Hellhorn rather, Ritual of Battle, right? Ritual Battle, double Emberstone. You can definitely guarantee a double Emberstone in store as well, right? Merchant of Magic will always have Emberstone as its first choice. So you Emberstone, reroll Emberstone, go to the first Hell Vent, you Hell Vent it, and then suddenly you're cycling through your deck and you're hitting 2 of those very consistently. It's really good. We're still going to go with the Mold Braces instead. Definitely not Skelters of Salvation. There's too many cards we'd have to remove from the deck to make anything viable. Tomb units gain plus 30 HP and Burnout 1 guarantees that the Malt Encasements go off, even if they're in the backline. Even if they're in the backline. Votive Key, however, applies endless to the first friendly unit summoned each turn, which means that I can infinitely chump block with a Queen's Impling, or a Dreg, or a Votivary, which is already endless, but still. Or I can lean into the Imp build later on, and this gives endless to the... Infinite Imp. Transcend Imp. There we go. So it comes down to, does the Melting Spout provide us a huge amount of value? If we had the Melting Spout and Votive Key, yes. But the fact that it'll only activate 2 times in this deck, and then if I reform, which is the only way in this deck right now that I have access to getting the Molten Casements back, unless I give Burnout to one. Okay, hang on. Not if, unless I give Burnout to one. Unless I give Endless to one, using a Merchant of Steel, very likely. It's just, it's really rough. Polka Dot. That's a good point. Endless will allow you to floor climb with your champion on the bosses, keeping all of his harvest buffs. That's a really good point. I've never done anything like that too before. Let's do it. So I'm probably going to be setting up on lower lines as a result of wanting to do that. Heyo, Skiplinski. Good to see you. Well, I don't need to do it in this fight. I mean, I never had the ability to get that. There was no world where I could ever get that collector. Looks like there's no world where I ever get the Forged Disciple. Don't need to do it, but why not do it still? Because I was thinking I might have been able to kill a Forged Disciple. I was also thinking I might have been able to get a collector up here and get another Harvest Trigger. None of that happened. This isn't great. We end up taking a fairly large amount of damage here. I mean, Vote of Free's already endless. Just trying to take as many stacks of the enemy's lifesteal off of there as possible. Pop Molten Encasement on the top floor. I could pop it on this floor and then get it back next hand from Endless. That seems better. So hard to no damage the first fight. Yeah, it really depends on your champion and your starting cards a lot of the time. Draft Molded Dripfall. We're at the very least taking Dripfall if we take nothing else, but are we taking nothing else? It's the primary question, right? So Drak is Multi-Strike 1 and Burnout 1. The Votivary gives Endless. Summon deal 40 damage to the front enemy unit. The Queen's Impling gets a lot better by being nested in someone else. We're definitely taking something here. It's just what? Feels like it's probably molded. Infuse Draft into Stealth Bomb, then play it first for Endless buff. That is a long way to get a buff that is otherwise 25 in a shop. It's a long walk. There we go. Knew this was going to happen. I want pretty much everything here. I want Ritual of Battle for damage scaling on a unit that's going to be quite healthy in the Rectiflicker. I want the Molten Imp for some AoE, as well as another Imp in the deck. It seems like we're definitely pushing in an Imp direction. I want Hidden Passage because Hidden Passage is Hidden Passage, and we really want some utility. We have no AoE in the deck. It's possible I take Molten Imp literally just to have some AoE. I've only got one more fight after this where I can even get commons. Nesting the Queen's Imp in a votive or tomb sounds great. That may end up being what we do. It's possible. But it will really depend on what the unit banner is in the next area, because there is a Divine Temple in the first one. Yeah, there's even a Divine Temple in the second. Ritual due to the common thing. There's more ways to gain rage than there are to gain Molten Imp. Molten Imp's infusion is 15 damage to enemy units. It's a lot. Excusez-moi. Commons are so rare in this game, that's a good point. I think there's a world where I end up putting the Molten Imp inside of the Votivary. And then it's a 0 cost every single turn to get a chump block that I want to die. That then nukes the enemies. We need Wickless Tycoon, I think. Which is already a lot of space used on that top floor, which means Wickless Tycoon wants to go inside something else. There is also Demon Friend there, right? Demon Friend could make a 30-30, 31-31 Votivary that's 0 cost and 2 size. Which is like a nice tempo unit, but it's not a good scaling unit at all. I think it's Wickless Tycoon. It's super early on. It's super early on. We can try and find ways to make that work. Now, the spells in our deck are molded. So I'm going to go for the minion upgrades here instead. Multi-strike 1. Interesting. I would have to turn down the Hellhorn to get that. Not keen to do that. What's this Divine Temple got in? Spell Chain. Obviously no. Engage back. If I get his Temple on first ring after Limbo guaranteed? No. You have multi-strike my base now? What's your essence? Multi-strike 1 and fragile. Intriguing. It's in the patch notes, my dude. Oh my god, I haven't done a patch notes review. That is so much easy content. There's a reason everyone does them when their main game has a patch. Oh, I actually might record that today. Maybe after this run. Do it now? No, later. Horned Warrior, fragile. Like, this is good damage, is the thing. It's good damage to put behind the Rectiflicker. So it's not unreasonable to assume that here, my actual play is pop the Wickless Tycoon into the Horned Warrior. It's just good damage right now. And I need that. It's good damage at a good size as well. The other one's a little harder. As the Horned Warrior scale, though, it's going to have to be some sort of multi-strike. Not multi-strike. It could be gaining multi-strike. It's possible. We don't know what we're going to get later. It would have to be some sort of rage, right? It's also possible the Horned Warrior is just a stat stick for a while. Doesn't have to be our end game here. Especially because it's giving us money, so it gives us the ability to even buy our way out of it later on, should we want to. God, I wish I had 5 more. Another multi-strike would make this definitely the correct play. What if I click real hard? Apparently no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And neither of the other can even be useful for us. Let me go into debt cap person. I will pay you 500%. It's actually fine. That's factually fine for us. So there's a couple different ways to approach this, right? We try and give the Horned Warrior endless. It's one way. Another way is we try and throw away like a Queen's Imp, get the endless on it, put a Rectiflicker behind, and then a Horned Warrior. No, the Horned Warrior needs to either have endless or get the buff from Welder Helper. But if it wants to get the buff from Welder Helper, it has to still be the first unit down, so it still has endless in that realm. Which means the play is just Horned Warrior, Rectiflicker behind, Queen's Impling. That's not great. That doesn't get us all of the enemies down. Is there a play that gets us all of the enemies down? This has Strike. Apply Sap 3 to the attacked unit. Put the warrior in front. So that is possible, although the sap suddenly hits the warrior, which is actually even worse. Get a Dreg to just die. We'll probably get a Queen's Impling next turn to kill the Reconciler, so I don't feel too bad about that. And then next turn would be Reconciler as well as Queen's Impling. Fine. We don't have spells to kill the there we go, Collector, so I have to put that on the top line. That's not the unit I wanted to make endless. I gotta remember that. Yeah, Drake's happily there. Burn out the Sid and Burnin. Seems right. Heck, let's throw out the Drake too. Perfect. Next turn, the Endless Molten Imp kills both of those on the top line. Not that it really needed to. Don't need to Ember Drain for the next turn, there's no reason. Nice. What's giving Endless? The Votive Key. First unit I play every single turn gains Endless. It is an artifact. It is the one next to Mold Races that I have at the top that says 0-1. Wicklash, Draft, Purifying Cleanse. Well, we're in the world of are we doing burnout things? I can't keep the Horned Warrior alive and just Wicklash them constantly, can I? No. It is good damage scaling for them, though. I get a holdover possibility soon? Hellhorn's Banner, Hellvent, Divine Temple. Our scaling's real bad that way. Hey, Bucket Hat. Good to be caught live. Purifying Cleanse, Draft, Wicklash. It just doesn't feel like any of these make a durable game plan for us. If you let Horned Warrior die to Burnout, can remold him and give him Endless with Burnout 1. Yeah, and then play him for 1 Essence every single, 1 Ember every single turn. Also clears all of their buffs. The thing is, how we intend to scale them later on is with Rage, right? And that Rage is going to be a way better scaler than just Wicklash. Because either I get Wicklash with Holdover and draw it really early on, or I'm just not scaling fast enough. Only 1 card is going to be Wicklash. Is there a world where I take and dupe Wicklash? There is. There is actually a world where we take and dupe Wicklash. And that world specifically... That world specifically occurs where we get Spell Chain as one of the upgrades in a Divine Temple. We have 2 Divine Temples upcoming. Because Spell Chain and just an Ember Stone would be fine. Spell Chain and Value Stone would be great. Isn't this your last chance to see Ritual of Battle? There are so many different ways. So Ritual of Battle is one way to give Rage. But Hellhorned is so heavily based around Rage that there are so many different ways to give Rage. We will find some way to give Rage, eventually. Likely. However, Melting Remnant, most of their scaling is based around reforming them. Not around Wicklash. Wicklash is kind of like an off-brand thing for them to be able to do. It's usually unit interactions that give them their damage, right? And that's much harder for us to hit than just Rage. Apply. Plus 10 and Burnout 2. Apply. The keyword apply, yeah, no, apply stealth. The keyword apply doesn't mean that it comes back without it, right? It's an enhance and they don't have the word enhance anymore. Okay. Yep. Wait, oh, obviously Ritual of Battle as well, by the way. Wait, this used to have enhance? Like, did this specific... Man, I really need to read those patch notes. Shag49931, thank you very much for the tier 1 for the Prime subscription, rather, for the 2nd month. Says, really loving your DLC. Spent a lot of the weekend on it. Thanks for being the person who introduced this game to me back before the release. I am more than glad to have been that person. Thank you for the subscription, Shag. Enhanced 10 attack. It means it doesn't come back with the burnout. They removed the word enhance. Oh, so it's just stat changes persist. Right. Right. Got it. Okay. But when you burn out something when you reform something multiple times, it still gains that burnout as a base part of itself, right? And the 3rd version that comes back has burnout 3. So what is the difference between applying burnout and burnout being given via reform or via an upgrade or via an essence? Reform is a base upgrade. Is there a key word that changes between them? Like, what does it say? Actually, screw it. What's it say on Molded? Apply. It still says apply. Still says apply burnout 1. Oh, but then it says these changes persist for the duration of the battle. I need to learn to read. One of these days, I'm gonna learn to read. But today is not that day. This is our most obvious scaling engine right now, so take it. Reading is hard. We don't have to dupe right now. We could dupe there. Probably going to want to avoid that one there as well. So we have two options. Do we think this has Spell Chain in? Because if it does have Spell Chain in, we go to the Divine Temple, we Spell Chain. Well, I guess we have the Ritual of Battle, right? So if it has Value Stone, we're also pretty happy about it. Extreme Stone's really bad for us. Really shouldn't drink gin like that. You're not my dad. I like the left path here. Left path does open us up to seeing another Burning Remnant unit, something that we might want to socket. Obviously, there's still the Emberstone situation possibility. Okay. Holdover. Okay, that's halfway there, baby. Show me Value Stone. Why? So we're definitely going to use Wicklash on the... Definitely going to use Wicklash on the spell chain. Alright. Wicklash, reduce its cost. I mean, Intrinsic would be nice so we can start getting its damage off the board immediately. There's also the world where I go Intrinsic Holdover instead. That's more damage, but it's also more consistent of a cost to us. So the thing is, we have Spell Chain, we have Holdover, and we have negative costing. So one of these two takes Holdover. Probably Wicklash takes Spell Chain. But if Wicklash takes Spell Chain, it will take our whole turn to play double Wicklash if it has Holdover. So every single turn, we're just locking ourselves entirely out of energy. Not appropriate, not useful, not what we're going to do. Right? Spell Chain on Ritual of Battle is hilarious. We're not going to be doing that. So, if Spell Chain goes on Wicklash, we have to use the Ember removal afterwards. Which means then on Ritual of Battle, we can... I mean, we have one Divine Temple. We have one Divine Temple upcoming. We could still find a Value Stone later on. Holdover, Emberstone, Wicklash. And Spell Chain nothing? I'm trying to find a world where I put Holdover on Ritual of Battle, and we just don't play it yet. We will cost reduce it later on, right? Either we wait until here to try and pick up a Value Stone, if it's there, might not be. Or we wait until here to try and pick up a Value Stone, if it's there, may not possibly be. Or we find some other way to utilize it. It's even possible a Cavern event gives us some upgrade to it. Before the first boss, as in this one. There's no options to make it available for the... I mean, maybe the Concealed Cavern. I think... I think I will still be doing that, though. Merchant of Magic. You give holdover to... We're not going to go Moldova, by the way. Maybe if we had more capacity, we may end up taking more capacity. Is there any negatives to having over 100 shards now? Yeah, the enemies get more powerful still. It's just I feel like with both of these, we have a scaling plan. And then I feel like with the chump blocking and the Rector Flicker, we have a scaling defense plan. So now that we have a scaling defense and a scaling offense plan, then we can start trying to do other things. It's just we need to get our basics sorted first. I probably shouldn't have re-rolled that. I don't think that was actually necessary for us. Damn it. Paraffin Enforcer inside the Horned Warrior. And then Wicklash it a bunch. That would have been incredible. We never have enough capacity to have that and then the Paraffin Enforcer on the same floor as well, right? No. We don't. It's not realistic. Taking this is taking a plan to lose right now. Feels bad. I think our scaling is taken care of. I have a hunch. What if I just put the Molten Encasement in the Votivary? Right? Endless, extinguish, draw a card, extinguish, apply 2 stealth to friendly units. What did I miss? Oh, I don't even... Wait, no one tell advice what happened. No one tell advice what happened until we go into the fight and I'll show what happened. No! Arctic! It's fine. Delay. Stream delay. The thing is, I still need to be able to project damage, and that's accomplished through Molting Imp going into the Votivary. Right? But that projected damage means less and less as the battles go on. So how do I project damage against the backline? I don't have access to Trample. Multi-strike, obviously, but we'll see. Wait a sec, didn't that add to the pack shards as well? Nope. That's that no longer adds to your pack shards. Do we need a Molten Encasement? Yes. Yes, we do. Yeah, would appreciate it, Lefra. Alright, let's bounce. Friendly units enter with SAP 1. Talus applies every turn. Sorry, attacks every turn, applies Ace on strike. Cool. You're going to be attacking every turn, but that's okay. I can chump with the imp. I mean, I'm going to have so much burnout that endless doesn't matter. So. Also, this is a unit that has the Ember Drain on it, but gets chumped. Can someone remind me what Spell Chain does exactly? Sure. When you play a card with Spell Chain, it adds an additional copy of that spell to your hand, which has +1 to its cost, but it also has Purge, so it removes itself from your deck after play. We can only kill 3 enemies on the top floor. By base. So I will use Queen's Impling on this line, I think. And definitely try and soften you up with more Queen's Implings as well. Okay. Let's get that Dreg murdered. More Implings. And... sure, let's throw the train suit down there to die later. That's going to be a problem. A lot of those coming up to the line at the same time here. I can put a Molten Encasement then a Dreg down on the bottom line and kill 2 of them. Which I think is actually going to be necessary. Okay. And then our frontliner is actually going to need to cut through their front line as well. So you're going to need buff. So we're letting 10, 11 through to the top. I'm not keen on it, but it's not like I really have a choice here. Okay, now we're only letting 1 through to the top. That feels a lot better. I mean, you don't get anything on Slay, right? Yeah, kill that. It's a damn shame you can't Wicklash enemy units. Yeah, that'd be super useful here. Hey, we finally got the Voter Breed. Nice. Just in time for the end of the match. Just in time. Finally got the Ritual of Battle as well. And we actually get to play it. Wow, nice. Nothing else. Get strong, get strong, get stronger, get even stronger. All right, cool. Somehow I can't see the scaling in this build yet necessary to deal with the new enemy scaling in the late game. I can smell the sarcasm rippling off of that. Okay. How do you feel about the Slay the Spire board game? I haven't played it yet. I will know how to feel after I play it. I like the idea of it. Stardew Valley has board game as well. Binding of Isaac has board game as well. Four Souls is pretty fun. So the problem I have with One Horns when I already have a lot of pack shards is a lot of enemies are just going to come in with shard spikes I mean, the shards will have upgraded them, right? Such that they have spikes or such that they have sweep or something like that. And without the ability to apply armor to a backline unit, it feels like a little bit of a problem. Right? Sure, we do have the ability to make our Horned Warrior endless. Right? And just play it again on a later turn. It would come back with Fragile, right? Would it come back with Multi-Strike? No extra enemies gain sweep from shards. Yes, they do. The, only Forged Disciple get... Oh, right. Sorry, you mean the earlier ones, right? So none from this point on? Oh. No extras after this point. Okay. Right. Got it. Sorry for the misunderstanding on my part there. I'll tell you, there is one thing that's actually pulling me a little towards the Wickless recruitment here. And the big thing that's pulling me towards Wickless recruitment is... Oh, God, this is such an unlikely thing. But Fade's First Blade. Fade's First Blade is a relic that says whenever a unit loses Burnout, it gains Rage 3, I think. And if you use Wickless recruitment on a unit that has a bunch of Burnout, say it has 10 Burnout, you give them 30 Rage. I don't know why I want that, but I do. Branded Warrior. Slay to apply Rage 3 to friendly units. Damn, that'd be nice. Sadly, I went for money. God, I have no more ability to ascend either. What do we take instead of ascending? The Molten Imp. I'm not even using the Molten Imp. Feels bad. Is Fragile considered a debuff? As in, can it get cleared by Wickless recruitment? It's a great question. It's not considered a debuff, but I think it might actually be cleared by Wickless recruitment. I seem to remember it being cleared by Wickless recruitment at one point. I know there's something that had the ability to remove those. Heartless is cleared. Heartless. Sorry, right, that is. It's Heartless. It's Heartless I was thinking of. Doom Muffins 13456. Thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription for 6 months in advance. So welcome back. Welcome to the Republic. Welcome back 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 to the Republic. Continue to enjoy your emotes in chat. Thank you very much. Are we seriously going capacity right now? It feels like draw and energy are the two that I want ultimately. But capacity gives us the ability to do more on that top line. Right? Try and get the Molten Imp in the Molten Encasement and then give it Endless and burn out 1. Something like that. Maybe even just end up putting up another Horned Warrior on the top floor. That's actually not an unlikely way to handle it well. It feels like all roads lead to me taking at least 1 capacity. Maybe I could have taken it next rather than now. But I feel a bit pressed. That Horned Warrior desperately wants upgrades. Specifically, it wants Multi-Strike. The problem is, if it only wants Multi-Strike, I feel pretty bad about upgrading it, but it wants Multi-Strike. We have other things that want Endless, and we have other things that want Burnout 1. I mean, obviously, like, this could take a +10, but it gets the +10 so easily that I don't think that's necessarily the way that we want it. We just want it to have a higher multiplicative by base. Grg's Goad is possibly over here, possibly something else relevant. Removal of cards from the deck is pretty damn good as well. Gives us the ability to try and get to those Wicklashes more consistently. earlier on as well. And try and get to our non-priority draws, the Votivary, as well as whatever the Molten Encasement, Molten Imp ends up becoming. That's a Hellvent. Would I Hellvent anything at this point? Well, I mean, I guess it really depends. Ritual of Battle with a holdover is, like... Maybe I shouldn't have given that hold... no, but I gave that... Maybe I should have given the Wickless 0-1, right? And then... No, but... I wanted to give this holdover just in case it wasn't the dupe event, in case it was the Winged Clipped Wing, right? Wanting to upgrade our cards, because then we give it the Ritual of Battle, and then it has holdover, and it has whatever the buff is there, oftentimes 0 costing it. We got pulls in multiple directions here. Feels like it's going to be more and more and more important for me to project damage to the back line, which it requires that I have a multi-strike. This is sad. Little less sad now. A little less sad. Form to random units supply an additional. No. Accumulator accumulates. Gonna keep accumulating until it hits the boss and says accumulator. Let's go to the Divine Temple. Have a look at what you have available. Yeah. That's still 20 damage. 1 energy. That's still something. Now, if we engage a pact and we sack the Molten Imp into the Molten Encasement, and then we give this Burnout 1, and then we also give it Extinguish, we have 2 things we play on the top floor consistently. We have some AoE here. This is not going to scale super well into the late game in terms of the, 15 AoE. Burnout 1. And Les. Reroll for multi-strike. It's Christmas. Baby, it's Christmas. But it already has Extinguish? Yeah, now it will Extinguish to do 2 things. Oh, sorry, not Extinguish to do 2 things. It'll summon to do the 15 AoE, and then it extinguishes. And it comes back. Extinguish doesn't kill the unit. Burnout kills the unit. Extinguish is the benefit you get from when it dies. There is a world where I try and use the Purge Stone just for a single removal here, but we're definitely taking Divine Horde. We're probably taking Divine Boons. We're likely taking something at the Divine Temple. We're probably taking Divine Boons for the sake of the Merchant of Trinkets. It feels like currently we have a plan to get to 200 pack shards already. I don't need to push myself further in that direction. That was a very good shop in Temple. Definitely agreed, Frost Fox. Star Battle, enemy at super each floor. It's okay for us. We are going to get... Why are there bugs? Why are you bugs? I have no clue why they're there. Later. The unfortunate thing is we will have to accept some damage or some effects, rather. It's by the Absolver there, unfortunately. Yikes, we can't even sack a unit here on the top floor. Rude. Do I want to try and get rid of the Welder Helpers at all? I can put one here. It'll kill 1 unit, and I'm actually okay with that. I'll leave the rest. Why? It's always where I can't get it. It's the only place it ever cares to be. Where I can't reach it. Rude. Thankfully, I still get my own money other ways, but still rude. I mean, I don't want that one to be the one that's endless. But also, I have energy problems right now, courtesy of these GD Absolvers. There you go. That's as much as I can get dead on that top line. And I guess I'm just sacking units here. We're going for double endless strat now? Yep. Mm-hmm. And we will be running specifically those units you mentioned as the endless ones. Gonna have to take away the contrition's damage here. Wait, does that even change my breakpoints? Even if it doesn't, we should still play it. Nah. Ow! That's a lot of damage we had to take there. Due to all the weights of contrition, we haven't had a really fast cycle through the deck, unfortunately. What's the scaling? Horned War only doing 120. Are we no longer memeing when we say that? I thought we were always memeing when we said that. Ow. Memes? Okay, cool. Just making sure I was understanding. We made that basically as hard on ourselves as we could have, and we still came out on top. Mortal Entrapment. Eh? That's not a bad way to deal with the last Divinity. Prevent them from hitting the backline by mortally entrapping them. Not a bad way to deal with Seraph the Patient either. Take the imp in a box there. Leaving myself open to imp plays. Speaking of leaving myself open to imp plays, how likely is I find only multi-strike over there? Not extremely. I'm going over this way. Before each battle, set Pyre health to 50. If this reduces Pyre health, gain 3 for each health lost. That might be good for us right now. This has a 50% chance to stop units that come in on the bottom line from giving us dazes. It's not too bad. It's a free heal. Well, it's not a free heal. It sets to 50. We're currently on 50. If we go above, we go back to 50. But if you go below 50, it goes to 50. That is true. If we go below 50 without dying. I've never taken it before, so let's take it. As long as you have at least 25 gold, lose 25 gold when you take Pyre damage in combat instead of taking damage. Rationing scales. Before each battle, set Pyre health to 50. If this reduces Pyre health, Gain 3 for each health lost. These are anti-synergistic. Right? Wing and Indulgence doesn't really matter to me at all. First Hell Pack doesn't matter to me at all yet, but it could matter later. They work together? I mean... So this prevents you from losing HP, right? By paying money. And then you lose the HP before a fight for the rationing scales to give you money. Screw it. It's new. I'll take it. I'm not really excited about anything that just happened there, though. Actually kind of dismayed about it. Another Horned Warrior on the top line doesn't feel right. It feels like we just want to get through our deck as fast as possible. I honestly may actually dupe another Wicklash. Probably not Ritual to Battle. I only want one holdover card. I don't want to be drawing too many times the same card over. Yeah, that doesn't have the Okay. Just gonna take another Wicklash, I think. It's good enough. Non-boss enemy units heal all health when they move up a floor. That's fine. I don't do anything to them. Input a box. Input a box could be great for us. It could also be completely garbage. So I'm not really going to be playing around it at all. And then remove all debuffs. Now you're no longer Ember Drained. Kill the Train Steward. I know I just gave Harvest to that unit. I probably shouldn't have done that. Ah! Like that! I mean, look, I have no ways to reach the back line. Literally, it's... well, I have one ways to reach the... I have the ways in hand to reach the back line. Yeah, I do it. There you go, get got. Heck, we'll even get some damage on you. Input a box. Ooh, Pyre Chomper. Endless version of that, playing every turn? Sure. That one goes there. I really don't have many places to throw these. Well, I can throw probably down on the bottom line all of these. Yeah. But that's endless and I don't want it to die. Well, I do want it to die. It's fine, it will still die. Yeah, I just still need to get rid of some units there. Come on. Not the things I was looking to draw, though. I will say, not the things I was looking to draw. Okay. Thankfully, we can get through those. Unfortunately, we cannot get the Clipped Shaman. It will deal 5 damage, which will cost us 25 coin. Rude. There's no way this hits in a special breakpoint for it, does it? then the molded could bring back nothing really. Oh, this only has endless. I'm not even going to have molded to bring it back later then. I played the endless units before I played the unit that needs to gain endless. Oops. There you go. This is 25. Can I actually please have some of my Wicklashes? This is getting not okay. We have drawn 20 cards of a 34 card deck. We have drawn 2 Wicklashes. There are 5 left in the deck. We're getting... The Horned Warrior is going to die. Thank heck it has endless, but... Stop playing endless units and making... stop playing units and making them endless to kill your draw. I need to increase my draw pile as well. Still. It's still unlikely. 20 cards, 30, like... We should expect to have more than half of them. Not significantly less than half of them. That one definitely still needs to go down. That one can just go down to chump. Well, not chump, but die. Also, one of those endless units does draw me a card as well, by the way. Yes, this doesn't come out with burnout. It just comes back with its stats. Fortunately, I can't mortally entrap the boss at all. And Lifesteal is going to really hold us off the ability to do that. You're really kidding me. You actually get... You get damage in. When? When? Copy consumed. Sure, we occasionally play those, I guess. Memories of them melted for a bunch of energy on a turn. Don't really need that. We didn't take the first Hell Pact. So Spike of the Hellhorn is significantly less valuable right now. Important work. Oh, wow. You only give 1 energy and draw 1 now? Dang. Imp's got hit real hard. That said, that'll give us the ability to double play a single Imp. Then over here, we're going for Forgotten. Definitely. What do you got? Imp. Winged Steel. To like, you know, project us through the deck. We need to aggressively remove a lot of cards as well. I'm going to want to be able to go to the Merchant of Steel and still be able to reroll here, because I'm still looking for the second copy of Multi-Strike. I don't know if we buy Combustible Wax. We can take the Divine Boons, but buying Combustible Wax is going to put us a little bit out of order in terms of the money we're really going to want for the Merchant of Steel. Combustible Wax saves you from the bad variants you saw last fight. Well, I mean, we still just played the unit on the next turn, right? We have the votive key to save us from bad variants. Taking another thing that's quite expensive to do that, won't have to worry about losing rage stats. That's true. I'm attempting to accomplish that by just removing more cards from the deck and just hitting Wicklash more consistently, and I think that is going to be a viable way to approach that. Taking the Divine Boons and moving on. Emergency situation only, though, and cutting cards brings in Wicklashes regularly anyway. Exactly. Ease. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, I'll blind the hell out of my top floor. Get dazed. Get extremely dazed. I mean, I can play a Queen Simpling on the bottom line anyway if I want to. Go there. Go there. Oh no, they got all that daze on them. It's gonna be impossible to utilize them at all. Yeah, you go here. Ooh. You only need 2 turns of not daze, so I could actually put the Molten Encasement there. I like that. Get that out sooner rather than later. Excuse me? Put that down on the floor you were leaving? Rude. Alright. I guess I can still put this on the top line. Because if I am going to be playing a Queen's Impling, and I am because it's going to draw us through cards, and I want to play enough cards this turn, I'm going to want to not make it endless, so I'll make the thing that is already endless, endless. Then you can go on the bottom line drawing us a card. Good lord! Now I draw my Wicklashes on time, eh? Eh? I'll tell you what, we still play both of them. Sure, these 2 copies have Purge. They're not the base copies. You could also just pick up 2 draw relics to help with variants. I mean, now that we have the capacity stuff going on, I think, yeah, we'll definitely end up doing something like that. Molting. Don't really want that anywhere either. I want you to keep the burnout. I don't want to remove that from you unless we have the other assurances. Cool. Oh, I also just picked up 2 draw relics to help with the variants. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was trying to mention at the time. My apologies if I didn't necessarily make that clear. Okay. Molten brings back a Molting Imp. Molting Imp goes down. It gets endless. It dies with a important work. Goes back to the top of the deck. It's now here. Can go on the midline if it wants to. Didn't really think about where I was going to want to put it again, or even if I was going to want to put it down again. Now I just want to get rid of the rest of these units. Anything that is not a Wicklash can leave this deck, please. Also, our Votivary is never dying right now. I could give it 2 burnout just to get it to die. I might actually even do that as well. There you go. Die, Votivary. I don't know if that mold encasement needs to even be played anymore. I think we're past that point. Yep. Yeah, it was Achilles. I'm glad it was recognizable regardless. Okay. Welder Helper goes to the midline, draws us the ability to play the Voltevre, which does still want to be played. Draws an extra card. Everything on the top line is already dead. Awesome go. We'll put down the Votary first, and then I'm going to Welder Helper, and I'm going to kill the Welder Helper. Nice. Wicklash. 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 And a Ritual Battle for good measure. We'll put the Votary again on the top floor so that I don't get endless on the Queen's Impling that I'm about to play. The Only Taylor, thank you very much for the resubscription for the 5th month, says, "Notice me, Daddy Raps. Get noticed." Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Enjoy your emotes in chat, and welcome back to the Republic. Voltavari. Can't kill that Voltavari. Alright, so this backline unit does 12,000 damage. 12,000, 1,200. Sorry. 12,000 would be wild. And they're standing in 6 turns of stealth and behind a unit that has like 300 something health. Apply 4x and burnout 4 to friendly units. I'm glad it's burnout 4 rather than burnout 1 now. It's a good change. Alloy of the Ancients. It might be nothing here. I could see Alloy of the Ancients for Horned Warrior. But it also seems relatively minimal. Especially compared to just resummoning the Horned Warrior. Is there a world where he gets a large stone? We don't really have the energy to play Wax and Spike consistently anyway. Have you ever made Devourer of Death work? I've had it a very long time ago, like back 2 nerfs of Intent on Death before. I did have it, and it worked. It was okay. It was not good. It was fine. This deck wants both more energy and more draw. The thing is, it's easier to accomplish energy with relics than it is to accomplish draw with relics, especially considering I already have Winged Steel and Queen's Tail. We need both of those, to be clear. But this one wins out in this instance. Well, damn. There's our energy. It is energy. It's what I just asked for. But imps are cool, Dogtanian. Gift horse, face, etc. However, Hang on, though. Hang on, though. Is this going to give me 5 energy before the end of the turn, and then we lose it? Right? Does this give us 5 energy that instantly loses itself? Because Molten Encasement, we don't kill it ourselves. It dies to burnout. I believe energy gained during combat carries over. Oh, it must. Otherwise, wilting sapwood wouldn't be anything. Okay, sorry. Yeah. We good. We'll take it. All right. We don't have anyone wants endless right now, no? No. Yeah, it's real. Didn't find it. That's fine. We're just looking for the multi-strike there. Tortilla Diesel says, "Hey Raps, happy Passover." Oh, it's Passover now. Happy Passover right back at you. I'm broadly out of step with most cultural celebrations. Rectiflicker. Accumulator 3, naturally. Naturlich. Let's go for the removal of 2 more train stewards. I probably want to save money for just removing more minions at this point, honestly. Divine Temple for another value stone on a mortal entrapment. Yes. Yep. That's part of our endgame plan. So we definitely take that. Gain 400 at the end of this fight. Enemy unit sent with armor 20. Armor 20, eh? That's a bit of a problem for us. Are there ever more than 4 units on the floor here? No, we're fine. On a scale of dumb to supremely dumb, how much of a bad idea is it to have 200 or more pack shards? Depends on the rest of your deck. Sometimes you have a deck that's just like, you know what, give me all the pack shards, because nothing you can do will do anything to me. So let me have at 'em. How do you feel about purging units at the temple? Very bad right now. Because there are still things that can kill us. Like this. This has a lot of HP. It really wants to kill our Pyre. We need the Horned Warrior to scale very quickly to have any chance here. It's not going to scale to enough to save us from that Gilded Wing by itself. Tell you that right now. Gonna have to pop some Queen's Implings on these lines, try and kill some Wilt Wings before they come up there. 600 gold, you can get hit 24 times. That would be 9 times. That's still bad for us. I also need this money. Horned Warrior first, just in case. Rectiflicker second, just in case. Whatever will be, will be. There's the Wicklash. Perfect. The Welder Helper. Double drag there. We get 9 damage on you. That's good enough. Dublia up on the Wicklash. I just need the ability to try and kill some of the Wilt Wings before they get to the top here. Infinite Box will do it, but before that, we can just throw out a Molten Encasement instead. Right. Then we can Infinite Box for the next one. That even kills that unit, so we have the ability to draw back into it right now if we want to. Nice. Molten Encasement can totally go on the top floor right now. The Molten Encasement... Sorry, the Votivary makes that a little bad, because then the Votivary has to die somehow as well. Let's see what's in this box. Exemplar. We'll just have that die again. It'll come out next turn. That's okay. You don't have lifesteal. You have rage. Okay. I mean, obviously, Wicklash here. Obviously, Votivry. Oh, obviously, Votivry here, right? Just draw an extra card. Why not? Lot of energy from the tombs there. And then I think I just try and put down more damage on this line. Hey, Lolash. Good to see you, bud. I'm confused. There are new things on the screen. There are an incredible amount of new things on these screens. Okay. So, you definitely go down in the front. You definitely go down in the second. On this mid line, we stand Queen Implings. Nice. Buff you as much as we can. $80, and then cutting through the rest of them is going to be a little bit of an issue for us. That doesn't need any effect. Okay, so it's just another Queen's Impling goes in the midline. Nice, well, thank you very much for gifting a tier 1 sub to Lolash. Lolash, enjoy your modes and channel. Welcome back to the Republic. Sack you on the bottom line, and I don't really have any debuffs I want to remove at this point. All the debuffs I have at this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to have that debuff. Two Wicklashes. Beautiful. Molten Casement goes out again. Votivry goes out again behind it. Wicklash. 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 Ritual of Battle. Oh, sorry. Wicklash. My apologies. I stammered there for a second and said something else. Wicklash. Wicklash. Get him. That's all good, Lolash. I get it. Sometimes I'll I've been thinking about actually cutting back on a couple of the subscriptions that I have at the moment as well. Because sometimes I'll go into someone's channel and I'm like talking, and then I'm like, wait, I'm subscribed to you? Oh, huh. I don't remember doing that. Oh, it's a 10-month subscription. Huh. I've been subscribed for a while. Molten Encasement goes there, and then a Votivry in the front. I mean, I guess I could have put the Votivry out and then the Molten Encasement behind it and played the Votivry again this turn. What would have really benefited there, though? Oh, sorry, Wicklash. Wicklash. Sorry, again, a stammer there. Strange. Yeah, I don't want any of those to hit Harvest triggers, so I know don't play that drag. I had a 28th month sub I cancelled the other day on a guy who hasn't streamed in 14 months. I'm sure they deeply appreciated it. Wicklash, 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 Wicklash. Ritual of Battle. I mean, I can play the Welder Helper on the bottom line for the draw. I can kill it. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Wicklash. Molded hits. Nothing. Welder Helper, I put it on bottom line and kill it. I don't need it to go anywhere. Is there anything to prevent Horn from dying to Spikes or Sweep? Spikes? If it dies to Spikes, I just replay it. It's endless, right? Because the vote of key and the fact that it's in every opening hand, I can play it and make sure it's endless. So that is the anti-Spikes plan. The anti-Sweep plan is it's stealthed forever. Which is going to make it really hard to hit. Ah, right. Now, I should probably play a Wicklash here. You know the most absurd thing? We still don't kill the Lightwing in the backline, though. I'll tell you what, without the Golden Vault, that would have killed us. That just would have killed us. We'd have died. Daze? Couldn't daze it. It wasn't damaged yet. Shadowbox19, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Enjoy emotes in chat, and welcome back to the Republic. Or welcome to the Republic, sorry. But it is revealing a potential loss condition. It is revealing a potential loss condition, but the potential loss condition that it's revealing is if I don't get multi-strike on the Horned Warrior, like if I can't find one more copy of multi-strike somewhere, then I'm going to be a bit sad about it. It's also revealing that maybe I want to put some Wicklashes on the Rectiflicker, because the Rectiflicker is standing in front a lot of the time. Maybe the Rectiflicker doesn't stand in front. That's spicy. The Rectiflicker never takes a hit, because we always make it, like, stealthed. That's a way to account for it. Ah, right. Wicklash, Wicklash. Wicklash, Wicklash. Right, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Okay, got it. Good money right there. Friendly unit deaths this battle. Hey, that's actually really powerful AoE. It's actually really powerful AoE. How many units do we have die that battle? So 2 almost every single turn for 7 turns. Bunch on the other lines as well. Memento Mori isn't nothing here either. But it's definitely Fatal Melting. We need to be able to reach backlines. Impish Scholar? Return what? Input a box, not bad. Because then you can have an endless Impish Scholar returning an Input box every single turn, because it's my only? It's literally my only consume card. Which gives you more imps, which gives you more chances to find a Transcend Imp and such, basically. Memento Mori for TLD. So it won't be able to hit the last Divinity except for the first couple rounds, and in the first couple rounds it won't be dealing any damage, right? Because Memento Mori hits the front enemy unit, and the front enemy unit is going to only die when we combat it, right? So the combat has to go first, and then another line will come up, so it just won't happen. We either take Impish Scholar or we skip. Those are the 2 options here. No. One extra card in the deck, and it gives us the ability to pull for an out. I think it's probably worth for that reason. Merchant of Steel for the possibility of finding the final copy of Multi-Strike. We have no other choice. Do we give Burnout 1 specifically to the Voter Free? So so we don't have to handle it any other way. Yes. Yep. Vertebrae gets burnt out 1. Let's reroll. It's fine. Don't always find what you want. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Spells. Units get an extra upgrade slot. I mean, like, Fury Stone probably goes on you now, but anything else? Probably not, still. I should have come here and tried to buy first. Hell's Banners. The thing is, Hell's Banners is also, like, a bunch of energy that I don't need. I get... Well, Thing is, Hell's Banners is enough energy to try and get me to Molten Encasement, because Molten Encasement might be at the bottom of my deck, and if it's at the bottom of my deck, suddenly Hell's Banners is necessary for the extra. I think we take Hell's Banners to save us from that, and then I think we re-roll. Huh. Interesting. Let's definitely take both of those. Removals here. I mean, like, the dregs just need to get the hell out of the deck. It's been a long time coming, but they need to leave. They're too commonly drawn, too commonly redrawn. Just not here. I could take 10 more pack shards to remove 1 more card. Or I could go with the Rage upgrade there for a little bit of extra damage at the start. I'll take the extra damage at the start, I think. No Wormkin, random. Yep. We threw a random in here because, you know, variety. And also the other clans have changed. Significant amount. Don't understand all these new mechanics. We'll have to buy the DLC and play some. If there's any, like, clarified new mechanic you want to ask about, I'll happily try and find a way to explain it in short to you. Think I'm set, though. Remember, every 25 gold gives you a free hit. It's a good point, well made. It's a good top floor. I'm going to be giving Seraph the Patient a lot of buffs. I'm going to have to chump with a Welder Helper here on the top line. It's fine to chump with a Welder Helper here on the top line. Problem is my first summon still becomes endless. Like, I want the Horned Warrior to be... Well, does the Horned Warrior even need... Do they need endless in this fight? No, not with that amount of Wicklashes in the opening hand. So that means I can chump with this. It gets the Ember Drain. It also dies this round. And then we put everything else down. Nice. I don't want to chump with just the Impish Scholar by itself right now, but... That's still pretty good. It's not going to matter that I buff the enemy a huge amount on that first turn, because we give stealth to our floor, so the damage number they deal isn't relevant. Speaking thereof, don't want to give Endless to any of the imps. No, I don't want to give Endless to any of the imps. Well, Encasement goes on the top line. Don't you want to make your Reflect Flicker back line? In this fight, that's not going to matter too much. Could it end up mattering? Actually, could end up mattering. There's a world where now, as a result of not having done that reorder, I put Wickless on Rectiflicker. Sorry, not Wickless, but, I mean, obviously Wickless right now, but doesn't matter in the end. It would be, Fatal melting? I haven't got that much damage yet. It would be put some Wicklashes on it so that it has the ability to kill a frontliner by itself. It just has to have the ability to over... Oh god, it has to have 300 damage. That's a lot. That's a lot of Wicklashes. Yep, okay, those were just misordered. There's no way around that. That was just not the order we wanted to do those in. So much energy. Unlimited power. Hit him with an Imna box. Get boxed. Nice. We can get a Molten Casement down there as well. Mortal Entrap you. Can't really revive anything of consequence. Do I want to pull back another Queen Simpling here with a Molded? I actually think I do. Right, and then we throw that there, and then we Fledgling Imp. We're just trying to get some damage onto the Gilded Wing. So is that dude now just infinitely dazed? No. No, they're just dazed for 2 more turns. We're not likely to get back to the daze super quickly. We do eventually want the deck just to be copies of Wicklash. That's going to cause a problem. Yeah, it's fine if we do it fast enough. We're already fine in the next wave, so we start putting these down here. Nothing else need happen here. Oh. All right. We know how this one goes. Molten Casement goes there. Sorry, Vote of Re goes there. Molten Casement's the other one. We have so much energy. God, I wish I'd taken an X-Cos card of any kind. There's our trample book. It's over in Umbra, unfortunately. Wrong class. Oh, Wicklash. Wicklash. Oh, right. Okay, we can probably follow that with a Wick... Oh, maybe a Wicklash would be good here? Oh. Oh, I didn't give you Endless. It's fine. We'll resummon you using other effects later on. Ah, and then continue the Wicklashes. That sounds like a good idea too. You can still find Trampled Book in event. That's true. It's true. An event that gives you rare drafts from other classes. Or tomes from other classes. No, it's spikes from other classes that the other one gives. Tomes from other classes? Is there something that gives tomes from other classes? Maybe there is. I may have just forgotten. It's okay. It happens. Hmm. We by far have more than enough now. I forgot to do the Molded at the right time again. Well, this is still not going to be endless. $63 damage AoE. Damn. One gives tomes, there's another that gives consume cards. Wait, there's not one that gives spikes? Could have sworn. You forgot it? Oh, okay, cool. So I just immediately accepted that I must just be wrong. I'm very willing to accept that. Sometimes. It depends on the prompt as to whether or not I'm willing to accept that. Wicklash is a play, I think. You think it's Wicklash over Wicklash? I don't know about that. I'm just gonna do 84 damage to you every so often. You get Seraph over 100? I mean, maybe when I start playing stuff on the floor as it comes up. Yeah, maybe. I did it again! I did a whole thing about this. There you go, Impish Scholar. Get out there on that battlefield. We'll give you some boxing imps. Ah. Wicklashes. Good plan. Might die from this? What? Oh, right. Sorry, you're being sarcastic. I feel like I used to be a lot better at understanding sarcasm. All right. Let's just watch this slowly. Did the Votary Key ever get used over the course of the fight? Yes. Course of the fight, course of the run? Yes. Fight? Maybe not. For hell! Got him. Alright, TLD. Let's go. Can anyone spot the problem? Until we get stealth, that's 15 damage on your your big old swing, friend. Mid-row time? No. Definitely not mid-row time for us. We need the space. Still need the space. Play the Horned Warrior first. Almost certainly going to happen, but first thing we do. Looking back, if you had a chance, would you have taken 20 gold on Slay over +5 on Harvest? So, the Horned Warrior, sorry, the Wickless Baron, right? The one that gives +5 on Harvest. Its essence is gain +5 on Harvest. However, Paraffin Enforcer, who you're talking about, is +10 damage and 10 gold on Slay. Not 20. If it was 20 gold on Slay, maybe I would have preferred that option, although I also didn't see a Paraffin Enforcer. Or Paraffin Thug, rather. But right now, because it triggers on my own 2 units dying, as well as all of the enemies dying on that floor, this is far better for us. You know, obviously Molten Leap's going down to the bottom line, but is it the one that I want to resummon? I think I have no energy problems, so I don't think Pyre Chomper is my resummon. I don't think I want to resummon any of them, right? It's obviously the Horned Warrior. I want to play the Imp for the draw. Wah. Is it always going to kill my Horned Warrior at the same time as it kills the unit? Yeah, it will always kill my Horned Warriors at the same time as the units that give me stealth die. So the only way for the Horned Warrior to stick to the board is to have armor played on it and then later be stealthed, or have armor played on it on the turn that it is stealthed. Reform it? We might have to wait the whole deck until we get the molded. No. How to sweep and the armor interact? If something's dead, it's dead. Don't enemy units attack the tomb before the boss? That is true. That is true. So it's, yes, the enemy... Okay, yes, that's a good point. Enemies will do it for me. There's the vertebrae. Obviously play that there. Got some Wicklashes. Horned Warrior. And we get the Votivary back as well. Oh, sorry. It's resolving real slow. Okay. Well, now we can do both at the same time, right? Also, this enemy is... We can stun you. So we're fine every which way right now. You still go in front. And then, if I stun you, I will never be able to get rid of the Welder Helper after that point. Oh no, obviously I just eat it. The important work. We've used the Votive Key this turn, so yeah, we'll just play you and eat you. Yump, yump, yump. Delectable. Votivary goes in the front line. The Mortal Entrapment goes there, because this still has Burnout, so we're still comfy. You now just Wicklash the ever-loving heck out of you. Impish Scholar. Oh, we do have Imp in a box already played. Dang. So I did want to play the Impish Scholar there. Crumbs. Criminy crumbs. Let's give you a molded, playing it on definitely the wrong floor. In the deck a little. Toss. All right. You're getting much closer to comfortable. Much closer. We have some Wicklashes. We can go out this turn. That'll be relevant. It was just 10 damage to the front unit. So I could get the Votivary to die this turn if I really wanted to. Get the Molding Casement to die this turn if I really wanted to. Nice. That AoE damage is pretty important to us. Okay, we're going to need to be able to cut through those in single hits as well, so we definitely have to continue the Wicklash train. We get the Votivary back. Lay that out and it dies. As for all of the imps, just start sacking your midline. it's time to play the Impish Scholar by itself as the Endless unit first. Finally. But past that, let's get another Votivary out, another Motlin Encasement. Perfect. Don't need any excess damage on the top line, so we'll start buttering up the second. Okay. Played enough cards to get the extra draw as well. So there's nothing else we can do here. We're still just looking for more units to die, so World of Helper. World of Helper. Queen Simpling in the front line. We just want them dead. Powers up the Fatal Melting, which is currently no damage because of all the enemies having the... Put the Fatal Melting on that line, and... Oh, maybe we give the Rituals of Battle to you for a bit, right? We still need you to be able to deal, like, 200 damage. You are the 4th strike of the Horned Warrior. Oh my god, the armor you're giving them, as in the armor I gave them on top floor? Yep. It'll happen. Okay. They don't have the ability to sack it this turn, so yeah, we don't play that next. Not in case you Votivary go out there. We're looking for enough Wicklashes to get over the first hump. Beautiful. There we go. They're all dead. Now we can throw the Ritual of Battle in the back line, knowing that we're comfy. As for the rest of these, not so certain I really appreciate them that much. Let's go for a Molded Imp. Just start burning down this line just a little bit. And then this has on Extinguish, on Resolve. Okay, so it doesn't have on Kill. So that's fine. Once that Impeter box gives you Transcendent, this will be epic. That's what I'm constantly fishing for here, Shag. Yeah. 100%. Alright. Just ahead of the curve at the moment as well. Feels pretty good. Interesting. That's important work you, and then instantly draw you back. Then I can do Impeter box 2 times. Not what we're looking for. I mean, obviously, let's get the Molten Encasement and the Votivary out there. You'll lose Endless on it? That's a good point. Well, I've already brought it back now, right? So in the next cycle, I can either draw the Impish Scholar, or I can try and draw Molded, right? One or the other. So both ways, in the next cycle, I have one card that gives us the Impish Scholar. It's just I've lost the ability to guarantee do it every single time. I'm still comfortable with it, frankly. Okay. In the box continues on that top line. There's Harvest to give armor to the full units on the floor. So we want 4 units dying here on the mid line, which means not playing the Welder Help here on the mid line. So it's Queen Simpling, Pyre Chomper. $285. You can now take out the 285s by yourself, and then a Ritual Battle starts going again on the back liner. Probably not going to sack the Welder Helper here, though. Yeah, because these all have spell armor as well. Guess I could throw the Welder Helper in the mid line. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we still lose the Impish Scholar, which is all I needed to guarantee. Actually, oh, the double strike from the last Divinity. We were always going to lose it. I don't think that's what Kindred Flame is asking. Kindred Flame asks, how do you actually fight the last Divinity? Well, what I'm going to do is wait a real long time. Oh, no, you were asking about the pack shards. Okay, pack shards are offered to you by a bunch of things in the last Divinity DLC. Someone will explain in chat. Possibly, probably, maybe. Screwed that up, didn't I? Yep. Yep, screwed that up. Oh, I just gave them a bunch of armor as well. Ooh, that was really bad. Whoops. All right, Brain, I need you to help me out here. As it turns out, it already did. So you've got 285. Yeah, so the Horned Warrior cuts through all of those. And then the Wiltwings doesn't die? Why would the Wiltwings not die? So the Horned Warrior is not cutting through all of the enemies. There we go. Now it is. Now literally just the Winged Conduit makes it to the top floor by itself. Interestingly, with as much damage as that gave us, playing those two is going to be completely safe. Wicklashes recruitment on the Reflector before it's too late. I mean, I'm probably going to just put more Wicklashes on it at some point. We're in the realm of now drawing Wicklash every turn. Heck, I'll give it a little bit of an extension now. And then Molten Casement, Molten the Vertebrae as well. So we'll just throw those out. This is not the end. I know it's not. Yet. Nice. Alright. Let's throw down the Vote of Re first, then the Molten Encasement, drawing a card. Ooh, it's a Whiplash. And we'll let that one slow roll. They were dealing 444 at the very end there, the Horned Warrior that is, and the Rectiflicker was dealing 400. So it very much was the fourth strike of the Horned Warrior there. I like Horned Warrior a lot more now. Thank you all for dropping the GGs. Hang on. Let me drop the... There we go. Get some Raps wins in chat. Ooh. 12 more cards. Get their Divinity stamp on them. Beautiful. Win streak increases again. Patch note time. Damn, sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.